Definitely a segment that I wish we had taste-o-vision and smell-o-vision, because with me now is Lily from Lily's Ladle, and we're talking about bone broth. And if you don't know what bone broth is, you're going to get a little bit of an education, and hopefully it'll be entertaining as well. Welcome, how are you?
Thank you, Donna, I'm great. This is my favorite subject, so I'm really happy to be here talking to you about it.
Well, my staff absolutely adores you. Even Joe Caccione was like, he's like, did you meet Lily yet? Did you meet Lily? Can't wait for you to meet Lily. Everybody is a buzz about you and about your beautiful, amazing product. What is Lily's Ladle bone broth? What is bone broth?
Bone broth, what's different from chicken stock?
Okay.
The way that I usually answer that is we cook it for a lot longer and there's a lot more that goes into it. So your final product has so much more oomph in flavor. It makes the food that you would usually make with something that you would get out of a box or a can. If you use Lily's Ladle in place of that, people are gonna ask you what you did. Where is this from? What have you done? Because something like our chicken bone broth is cooked for 2 days. So we've got these beautiful clean bones that Lily's Ladle buys directly from farmers in southern New England. And we fill our pots way, way, way full with them and add just filtered water and really clean, beautiful vegetables. And we let that simmer. We let time and low, slow heat do the work for you. So by the time you're opening one of the Lily's Ladle's containers in your own kitchen, you've cooked it for 2 days. Even if all you do is chop up a couple of vegetables and put some like leftover roasted chicken into it, it's gonna taste.
It's a meal. It's hearty.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
Delicious. Even like my grandmother, my grandma Fields, when we would go, I had such a beautiful childhood, Lily. On Sundays, I would actually have, we'd go to church, we'd have breakfast at one grandparent's house, and then later for dinner around 5 o'clock, we'd go to the Camp Hannah's house and we'd have dinner, and my grandfather was a chef. I mean, I grew up with food. I grew up with all this. This reminds me of the smell of like Sunday pot roast,
Right.
of where they've been cooking it in that slow cooker all day long with the roasted vegetables and things like that. It smells so good. So I guess that's just the way it smells like grandma's house to me, which is comforting.
That's right. And
It's
that
comforting.
is something that people tell me all the time. It's one of my favorite things to hear, because when I'm pouring something out of a box that says chicken broth on it, my first inclination is not, oh, this smells like my grandma's. No. When I warm up Lily's Ladle chicken or beef bone broth on the stove, it smells like home.
Yes.
It smells slow and low and nutritious.
Savory.
That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
so what is it? What did you put in these mugs? What do we have?
These are a tasting of our 3 different flavors.
Okay.
So in front of you is our chicken bone broth. So that is just chicken bones and filtered water and vegetables. That's really it. So I brought you a little salt and pepper if you'd like to add that. But you're welcome.
I'm just going to try it
just
in its natural state at the moment.
That's
right. It smells really good.
I'm so glad. I have beef bone broth here. So this
in my opinion, it doesn't really need anything, Lil. Lily, it's pretty good. Okay, so if you wanted it, you could salt or pepper to taste.
That's right.
Okay.
So I choose not to add salt to my products. It makes it really available for folks who are watching their salt intake, which is something that's kind of hard to do when you're cooking with other broths that are store-bought. So because this is a frozen product, you're getting it in the freezer. It doesn't have any stabilizers in it, which keeps that nice clean flavor. It keeps the integrity of the protein content, which is wonderful. So 1 container of our chicken bone broth has just about 10 grams of protein to the cup. Wow. So we love that. And beef has almost 15. So we're talking about something that is really high protein with a really clean flavor. So you can sip this just like we're doing.
I'm gonna guzzle the whole thing in about 2 minutes.
Please do.
Okay.
And people most ask me when they're trying to incorporate this into their diet, how they use it. So absolutely cook with it like you would cook with any other broth or stock. And if you want to sip like we're doing, plain as the day is just fine. I usually add a little salt, a little acid, and a little umami.
Okay.
So whether that is a little salt and pepper, a little acid in the form of a little squeeze of a lemon or a lime or some vinegar.
Oh, okay.
And then I brought today a little bit of liquid aminos, which is a soy sauce kind of a flavor.
Great brand.
Yeah,
okay,
that is a great brand. You're absolutely right.
Liquid aminos, right? Little shout out to Bragg. And they also have like, I think a coconut flavored thing that I like and a few different things. So
yeah, the coconut aminos are good too.
Yeah, so I guess the idea is if you're on your way towards health, but you love the taste of gourmet food,
Totally.
then bone broth is a good first step.
Bone broth is. That's absolutely right. And our kitchen prides itself on trying to hit a lot of the marks for people in their different wellness journeys. So while we do love our chicken bone broth and our beef bone broth, we also have a veggie mineral broth, which is here for you if you'd like to try that also.
Okay.
That does contain lots of fun, fabulous vegetables.
Oh, wow. And if you don't like eating your vegetables, you can drink them. Okay, right? I mean, like, I'm done with that.
It has lots of wonderful veggies in it. So, of course,
I'm sorry.
things that make soup taste good.
To my audience at home, I'm really, truly sorry that I can only share with you my expression, but it's really delicious. I mean, like, I know sometimes I try, like, sweet goodies because, I have a big, like, chocolate sweet tooth, but this is so delicious. It's equally satisfying. Like, when do you ever hear me say that something is as equally satisfying as chocolate? This stuff is really that good. It is truly, on my palate, delicious. This is really good.
It is.
Wow.
The veggie mineral broth is really a sleeper. It's a surprise. That's what you have right now that has no protein in it. It's a vegan product.
Okay.
And for all of your audience at home, we make our product in Rhode Island, so we can ship this right to you. Just liliesladle.com will take you right to our broth store online, and you can use that also as a recipe resource as well. There's lots of recipes that myself, my kitchen, everybody kind of contributes, and it is a great way to sort of figure out how to incorporate this into your diet.
Now, did you start this like up in Rhode Island at like some of the like the craft shows and things like that, and then all of a sudden people were like, "Oh my gosh, Lily, that's really good." I just, as an entrepreneur, before we wrap up, I just need to know those early steps because now you're on your way, you've got this thriving, beautiful business, but like just an early step. What was that for you?
It started in my own kitchen about 7 years ago. I had a baby and he got RSV, which is prevalent right now in the pandemic times too. We're seeing it rear its ugly head again. It's a rhinovirus, and because he was 3 months old, it was causing him respiratory distress. Not to the point where we needed to take him to the hospital, but there's also no medicine for it, as we're dealing with now. So I called my pediatrician and I asked him if I could give him bone broth in a baby bottle, and he rolled his eyes at me naturally, but said, yes, that's fine. And so I did give him some sips of it in a baby bottle, and we as parents also had the sort of cold and cough that went through the house too. So we all ate it and we all felt a lot better in 2 or 3 days. So I made a bigger batch for friends and family who I knew also were suffering. And I, left it outside on their doorstep and just like broth bombed them and then drove away. Like, tell me if you like it. Exactly. That's right. And, folks said to me, oh, we love this. Would you make me some? Can I pay you for it? Is that weird? And so I started a business. And,
Congratulations.
We're in a commercial kitchen, we've got staff, and we're really excited. We're selling to independent local grocery stores. That's really our favorite places to interact with a clientele that's impressed with health and flavor and wellness.
Oh, and the flavor is definitely there. Lily, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mompreneur, right here. We're living it up. Stay tuned for more. We truly hope that you enjoyed this. And please go to their website. I'm endorsing this fully with my whole heart behind it. And you know which one. I don't know. I think I'm going for the vegetable. Be well. Bye.